Finally, the long-awaited sequel to Obsidian's smash hit The Outer Worlds that gamers have been screaming for, creatively titled The Outer Worlds 2, has landed. And, well, I say long-awaited. It doesn't feel like that much time has passed since it was announced. But it is, well, I say smash hit. It more sort of plopped onto the release schedule a few years back and I'd forgotten about it faster if I didn't keep getting it confused with Outer Wilds. And I say gamers have been screaming for it. We've more been asking matter-of-factly if Obsidian were planning to do a sequel with the uncomfortable air of a concerned parent when their 20-something son expresses an interest in crypto. But for what it's worth, here it is. The Outer Worlds 2. Also, I say creatively titled. They just stuck a 2 on the end. But hey, at least that's informative. It's The Outer Worlds plus another one, and that pretty much tells you exactly what you should expect in regards to new ideas and innovation and all that hard to quantify shit us tiresome people keep going on about. Oh, and I say it landed. It's largely been another plop situation, like a blind baby kitten questing for its mum's nipple and falling off the back steps. So we return to the satirical sci-fi retro-futurist dystopian setting of The Outer Worlds 1, in which future corporations have cunningly escaped government regulation by jetting off to deep space and founding their own colonies far from the grasp of occupational health and safety inspectors. In Outer Worlds 2, we play an agent of the Earth government tasked to head out into a strategically important star system that's being buggered from both ends by an evil oppressive corporation in Hole 1 and a weird pseudo-religious science cult in Hole 2. So as a sort of galactic pulp space hero equivalent of an efficiency consultant, we go in, get liberated, maybe pick a side, maybe broker peace between the two factions so they can both equally enjoy the benefits of Hole 1 with just a small rearrangement of penises. But of course, things don't turn out as simple as that. There's a betrayal, your team get killed, obviously there's a third faction who the other two both hate because there's got to be someone you can uncomplicatedly gun down whenever some kind of token action gameplay is called for, and you can't just shoot angry wildlife the whole time. I got over my searing hatred for purple monsters when they cancelled Barney the dinosaur. And there's one of those weird galaxy-destroying space phenomena starting to happen that the crew of the Enterprise were always dealing with, but there's no Enterprise here, just you and your complete lack of spiffy uniforms. I need to be honest up front, listeners, I am really struggling with this review, and not just because my dog keeps trying to lick the remnants of smoky bacon crisps out of my laptop keyboard. I certainly don't think Outer Worlds 2 is a bad game in terms of design, gameplay loops, or dialogue writing, but there's something so quintessentially unstimulating about it that I can't quite put my finger on. It might be that the overall threat we're up against is so vague. There's a wibbly-wobbly thing in space that might kill us all but doesn't seem to be getting much of a wriggle on, so don't sweat it. The faction interplay is about as predictable as these things get. It's not quite fascists versus nutters, it's more like soul-crushing ultra-capitalist libertarian fascists versus pseudo-rationalist socialist cultist nutters, and both sides have nuanced takes on the question of freedom versus stability, but ultimately that means it doesn't matter which one you side with, as they have equal military might and both spout absolute fucking nonsense when pressed on philosophy, and will cheerfully change their minds completely if you pass the right speech checks. Speaking of, the role-playing aspect consists of a list of skills to pick from that all have equal prominence despite their huge variance in usefulness. You need at least one combat skill, fucking Barney isn't going to be impressed by your 14 points in science, and the only one worth taking is guns, because NPCs usually have guns, and why don't you ask a veteran how much good all those press-ups did them when they were up against Vietnamese snipers? Besides the straight combat skills, sneaking can also be handy, but basically every other skill is only useful for speech checks. Even engineering and hacking comes down to speech checks, because it's presented as you having lively conversations with vending machines, and there's not much point in diversifying, because you only get 1 or 2 points per level, and it doesn't take long for the speech checks of 8 or 9 to start cropping up. There's no way to prepare or anticipate what skills are going to come up in the speech check, so this is essentially random. You go through the cycle of talking to people, sneaking around offices and shooting dudes, and are occasionally permitted to sidestep a sneak around or shooting session because a preceding conversation happened to contain a check for one of the skills you arbitrarily chose to pump points into. Like one specific dude is supposed to be a boss fight, but you're able to talk them down through your shared interest in knitting. Perhaps that's why I find myself so turgidly lukewarm on Outer Worlds 2. As I said, I can't really fault the essentials, the shooting and the stealthing. Certainly seems to be a touch improved on the last game, because the NPC party members are better at keeping their mouths shut, if not surviving any gunfight that goes on longer than 12 seconds. The sticking point is in the broader questions of the story, like what the fuck are we even trying to achieve, and why should we care? I mean, the whole business with the all-destroying wibbly-wobbly space anomaly we forget about for the entire first half of the game while we pursue the person who betrayed us from one planet to another, so that we can ultimately talk them out of a boss fight through our shared interest in llama husbandry. It's possible the Douglas Adams-esque satirical tone is making it unclear what we're supposed to be taking seriously. Like, half the NPCs you run into are satirical caricatures of middle managers or scientists or whatever, and when they get their legs bitten off field testing their new toothbrushes for green space tigers, we're supposed to point and laugh. But then your NPC party members, who I wouldn't have picked from any other NPC in a lineup because, as before, they just seem to be random dudes who invite themselves aboard. They all have the inevitable RPG party member tragic backstories, and those we're supposed to give a shit about? Oh, Captain, I just can't get over the fact that a green space tiger bit the legs off my beloved mentor. Please pursue vengeance across space on my behalf. So the headline is, I can't connect to Outer Worlds 2 on a narrative level, and the gameplay isn't doing anything interesting enough to compensate. I described the first game as being basically Fallout in space, but on reflection the watchword of Fallout games was always, hey, do the plot, or just pick a direction and walk. You'll probably run into something to do. And that really doesn't apply to the paltry little mini sandboxes that represent the different planets we can visit in Outer Worlds, nicely realised with their alien-esque colour schemes, though though they are, if you pick a direction and walk, you're more likely to break your nose on the rocky barriers designed to keep you on the predetermined paths that the provided maps seem to be weirdly non-committal about. The question I keep coming back to is, does a game benefit from being set in space when you're never actually in space, just fast travelling between planets? Wouldn't the game functionally be the same if every planet was, say, a level of the same multi-story car park? Probably, except it would be avenging mentors getting their legs bitten off by green space Priuses.
This video is brought to you by Play Tracker, the app that tracks your cross-platform game library, achievements, stats, and more. Play Tracker works by connecting to various gaming platforms and combining all your data in one place. It offers a unified cross-platform social experience, advanced game library labeling and sorting, fun challenges and progression system, and stats about games and the types of players who enjoy them. Play Tracker is for all kinds of gamers, like this one.
My top tags across all platforms are dating sim and psychological horror. I'm sure that says nothing about me as a person.
And this one.
My mate Captain Toe Jam 96 and I have a lot of games in common. We should tackle some challenges together.
And even me! I'm better than all of you. Unite your gaming multiverse with Play Tracker today and join the official Second Wind Guild to unlock exclusive profile decorations by playing games recommended by us, a group of ostensibly professional gamers with allegedly great taste in games. Ooh.